Hello, EduMagicians. Welcome to the EduMagic Podcast with your host, Dr. Sam Fecich. Dr. Sam is a professor of education, author of EduMagic, and a pumpkin spice latte fan. This podcast is designed for pre-service teachers. Remember, friends, teaching doesn't begin at graduation, but during that first class at 8 a.m. Let's get this party started.
Hi, I'm Jake Miller, host of the Educational Duct Tape Podcast, a proud member of the Education Podcast Network, just like the show you're listening to right now. The opinions expressed are those of each individual host. Be sure to check out all of our other great podcasts at edupodcastnetwork.com. And get ready, because the learning begins in 3, 2, 1...
Hey friends, it's Sam. I'm back with episode 20 of the EduMagic podcast, and today I'm going to be sharing with you digital portfolios, the one place to house all of your edu awesomeness. So let's jump right in. Okay, EduMagicians, you know that teachers and administrators, employers, and other stakeholders want to see what you're doing online, right? They want to see that professional presence. So remember, it's so important to keep your professional content that you're sharing out on social media and your digital portfolio public, and then keep your personal stuff, lock that away, make that private. You want your professional content to show through and to be showcased online. And one way to do that is through creating an amazing digital portfolio. So if I could, I'd cue up some cheesy infomercial music here, but I don't. So here we go. Tired of lugging around a 3-ring binder of notes, resources, lesson plans, folders, and worksheets? Is your binder full of ideas, but you don't know where to store them and organize them? Do you love your education collection of awesomeness, but have no idea where anything is? Fear not. Start your digital portfolio and start it now. Start it today. A digital portfolio is an online repository and central place for all of your EduMagic. It's so important, guys, to start your digital portfolio and to start it now. It's never too early, never too late to start that digital portfolio. And here are some reasons why you're going to want to create one now, earlier, instead of later. First, it provides your future employer with a visual representation of who you are as a teacher and as a professional. So it's a great way for them to find that visual representation of you, all the things that you've done, collected throughout your time at college, and things that you've taught, things that you've created. Also, it showcases your skills, your strengths, field experiences, practicum work, student teaching, and everything else that you've done outside the classroom so far during college. It's a showcase piece. And remember, it's always in process, so it's never complete. A digital portfolio is something that shows progress and it shows process. It's never a completed product. You're always adding to it. And another bonus of having a digital portfolio is it shows immediately that you know your technical skills. You're pretty tech savvy just by creating one and having it available online for people to check out. It shows you got some tech skills under your belt. And there's lots of different ways that you can use to create a digital portfolio. You can create one on Google Sites, Weebly, or Wix, and all of those are free tools. Make sure you choose something that you find easy to use, that has a professional feel to it, a professional template that you can use, so it does have that professional presence and that you can personalize for yourself. And of course, free, because as future teachers, we may not have a lot of cash flow, so it's super important that we find something that is free, easy to use, has some professional vibes to it, and you can personalize for your own use. So remember, a portfolio is always growing. It's a process, not a product. It shows progress in a certain area. So just like that, we're going to talk about some areas that you're going to want to include in your digital portfolio. And remember, friends, everything you're going to find here that you're going to listen to here can be found at www.sfecich.com/20. And you can see my checklist for digital portfolios and reasons why you need one. So let's jump in and talk about some things that need to be added into a digital portfolio. You want to have a welcome, an about me section, a contact, your resume, teaching philosophy, work samples, and we'll add in some other sprinkles too along the way. Your welcome page is the landing page of your site. It welcomes somebody to your website, describes, what it's all about, and it can show them where to go from there. Think of it as somebody coming to your house for the first time. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to my house. And then you give them a little tour. That's kind of like the welcome page. About me. This is where you get personal with your stuff, but not too personal. So you could add in a little bit about your background, where you're from, what your major is in college, and why you want to be an educator in that field. Share your graduation year, career goals. What do you like doing outside of classes? Hopefully you have a life outside of classes. Add that in there. Any interests that you have, strengths or professional development events that you've attended. You may even want to add some fun stuff about yourself. For example, if you play the ukulele, totally pop that in there because that's where you can put your About Me. Add some fun pictures that show personality on the About Me page. On the welcome page, you're also going to want to have a picture of you doing something education related, teacher related. Worst comes worst, if you can't find anything, take a picture of you in front of a bookshelf. That always looks great. It just shows somebody, it gives somebody a warm welcome to your website. You don't want it to be cold and stark. You want to give them the warm feels whenever they come to your website. So the welcome page is that landing page. And then you want to have your resume too on another page. This is where you're going to highlight all of your education, your student teaching, field experiences, work history, teacher-related experiences, all those types of things on your resume. You can even put a link to your LinkedIn profile. I do caution you, however, do not put in your address or phone number. There are creepers out there, so keep that off your professional resume on your digital portfolio. Now, when you go to job searches and job fairs, put that on there. But for your digital presence, I would take that off. Contact information, pretty self-explanatory, right? So be sure that you include your professional email. You might even want to embed your professional Twitter or Instagram account, Pinterest feed, or LinkedIn. So any professional social media accounts that you have, pop them in there and embed them so they can see that you're active online and that you're showing what you're doing, you're sharing the information that you're learning about, and you're incorporating different types of theories and practices into your everyday learning. In my personal opinion, for that contact page, friends, please do not include your address or phone number. Like I said before, there are creepers out there, so please protect yourself in that way. Another huge important area of a digital portfolio are your work samples. These show all the EduAwesome things that you're doing and learning in and out of your classroom. So be picky choosy about what you're putting in there. Is this quality work that I'm showing in my portfolio? You want to make sure you're showing quality stuff to a future employer. So make sure you're picking and choosing some great work samples. Some other things you might want to add into your portfolio could be letters of recommendation. You can also add in awards. You can add in letters from students, just showing yourself as a professional educator. Some students have even put in videos of them teaching or photos of them teaching. Other students have put in their teaching philosophy. And this is really unique. You can really make this unique for yourself by creating a video using Animoto or Adobe Spark. Both are free tools, and I'll link to them in the show notes. But you can create a little About Me video that you can put on your About Me page, and it just shares who you are. Or you can do a teaching philosophy page, write out your teaching philosophy, and then show it in images. Right, so let's recap that list. You want to make sure you have a welcome page, About Me, your resume, a contact page, and lots of work samples. You may want to organize your work samples in a way that makes sense to the way that you're evaluated as a teacher. Here in Pennsylvania, we evaluate our students through the Charlotte Danielson Framework for Teaching. So we have students create content and link to it in their portfolios as it relates to different Danielson component areas. You may want to do that for the way that you are evaluated for your teaching. So some general areas include planning and prep, classroom environment, instruction, and professional responsibilities. Friends, whenever you're creating those content pages with your artifacts and your work samples, don't just throw a work sample in there and let it go. Actually add some content around it to give it some context as to why you're putting it in there, what it is that you're putting in, why you put it under this area, how it showcases you as a professional, what you'll learn from it. So make sure you add some context to what you're putting into your artifact, not just throwing in a link to a Google Doc to a lesson plan that you wrote. Add some context behind it. Also, whenever you're creating stuff, try to think like an administrator. So putting stuff in with the call numbers of classes doesn't make a lot of sense to an administrator, but having a page called Educational Technology, now that I understand as an administrator, and I know to look in there, I'm going to see some stuff that shows creativity, communication, collaboration, critical thinking when it comes to integrating ed tech. So just a couple more little strategies there for you to help rock your digital portfolio. All right, friends, check out www.sfessich.com/20 for all show notes, a digital portfolio checklist, and bonus items that you can add to your digital portfolio to rock it. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Hey friends, finding a teaching job is tough, and finding the right teaching job for you can be even harder. But don't worry, AAEE has you covered. Attend the Education Career Fair on Thursday, October 24th, 2019 from 1 to 5 p.m. at the Norfolk Waterside Marriott in Norfolk, Virginia to find your perfect match. Districts from the local area and across the country are ready with jobs to offer. Whether you're looking for your first teaching job or you just want to see what options are out there, you'll be sure to make great connections that you won't regret. And you may walk away with a copy of the trusty Job Search Handbook for Educators. Candidate registration is always free, so go online, aaee.org/conference now.
There you have it, EduMagicians. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with your friends. For more EduMagic, check out sfessage.com and follow Dr. Sam on Twitter and Instagram @sfessage. Until next time, you have the EduMagic within you.